I'm Malia Smith, publisher Ms. Smith's Funeral Home. I'm sorry for your loss. We're here, though, to help you with anything that we possibly can. Did your father have any pre-arrangements that you know of?
I do not believe he had any pre-arrangements with a funeral home, but I do know that he bought a cemetery plot a while back.
Yeah, at Rose Hill Cemetery.
Oh, okay. Do you know if he has any life insurance or anything of that nature to help out with the expenses?
We're really not sure. He was a very private person, so we're going to have to go to his house and just look over everything to find out. And we really weren't that very close, so it's not something that he talked to us about. So we're really going to have to go to his house and just look and see if we can find any information regarding insurance.
Yeah, he actually has a safe in the back of his house where he keeps all his documents. We're gonna have to pay somebody to get into it because he didn't leave the combination or anything like that. So we're gonna have to get into the safe to actually find out what all documentation he's got, so we can bring the proper documentation to you.
Okay, well, if you do happen to come across the life insurance or anything, just bring it and we can take care of that here. And it will cut some of the expenses off, depending on what kind of plan and everything he had. Now, were you guys wanting to have like, a normal visitation? If so, that does require him to be embalmed. Is that something that you guys are okay with?
We had discussed possibly having a 2-day visitation, I think. And we wanted to know, will it cost extra to have a 2-day visitation? And we're really not sure about what the embalming is. Could you explain that to us?
The kid that picked him up last night, he kind of asked us about embalming, but we didn't really know what embalming was, so we didn't really give him an actual answer. So if you could maybe explain it to us, do we have to have embalming to have the open casket viewing and all that?
Yes, in order to have an open casket viewing, you do have to have him embalmed. It's just a way of, making sure, of course, when someone dies, germs, whatever, it's a way of just kind of helping preserve and stuff and allowing you guys to, have visitation and whatnot. But do you guys know what days or anything you'd want to have a visitation?
Possibly Friday, and we wanted to have the funeral that Saturday, so if we could have a visitation a couple of hours before the funeral on Saturday, would that be possible?
Yes, that would be fine, actually. What about maybe having family, friends come from like 12 to 4 on Friday, and then having visitation on Saturday, maybe starting 10 to 1, and then the actual service starting at 1? Is that something you guys are okay with?
That sounds good.
That could work.
Okay.
Now with the graveyard, we have family that's in the business. So would it be cheaper for us to dig the hole, or for you guys to do that?
I'm not really familiar with the cemetery that you guys have chosen. Some cemeteries do allow you to go ahead and dig your own hole and stuff. I can call and ask, and I can get back to you and let you know. That may be something that you guys can do. I'll just have to ask and see.
Okay.
And our father wasn't really, he was more of a, he had money, but he didn't like to flaunt it, so he didn't like to buy expensive things, but he didn't want anybody thinking it was cheap, so he didn't want to buy anything cheap. So do you guys have stuff that's more mid-range as far as your caskets and things go?
Nothing real fancy or elaborate, but it still looks nice.
Okay. We have both wooden and metal caskets that are in that kind of, I guess, what you guys are looking for in terms of not too cheap or not too elaborate. Do you know which one you may prefer, wooden or metal?
I probably wouldn't. He was an outdoors kind of guy.
Yeah.
Okay, we have books that you can look at. We also have a showroom that you guys can see at the end of the session today if you'd like. Do you guys want to incorporate anything into the service? Does he have any specific hobbies or?
Is there something maybe we could put in his casket, like relating to fishing or hunting? Because those were two of his favorite hobbies. Is that possible?
We do have things that you guys can choose from. We actually have a lot of different options. Something you could put, on the head panel or the foot panel, just anything that you guys would want, we can pretty much do.
Okay. What about pictures? Is there something we could do to set up, like maybe a table or something with pictures of him and pictures of him doing his hobbies like fishing and hunting and things like that? Could we incorporate that like at the visitation maybe?
Yes, we can actually make a slideshow, or if you want to do like both a slideshow of pictures and maybe have a memory board beside his casket. We have a few different options on things like that.
Okay. Sounds good.
Okay, with this embalming, I noticed in your guys' little showroom that you took me through earlier, that you had suits for sale. Do we need to buy one of those to put on him, or can we bring his own clothes to put on him?
You can bring his own clothes if you'd like to. If you have something specific you want him to be buried in, that would be fine. Just bring it by.
Do we need to bring shoes?
You can if you'd like to. We prefer that you do. We have some though if you, if you didn't have any to go with the suit or anything.
Okay. What about flowers and stuff like that? Do we have to have flowers, or can we have people just do donations in his name to a certain charity or something?
You can do donations. That's totally up to you guys, whatever you feel comfortable with, whatever you think he would prefer. You don't have to have flowers if you don't want them.
Because he absolutely hated flowers, and to be honest with you, if everybody donated a little money to the National Rifle Association, he'd be as happy as, he'd be tickled pink. I mean, he'd just be happy.
Okay, we can set up a little table and have pamphlets. That's something I can look into for you, and we'll make sure to incorporate that for you guys.
Okay,
What about after the service? We're expecting a lot of people.
mhm.
So what about food and, getting together? Do you have a place at the funeral home where we could do that? Like maybe during visitation or after visitation? Is that possible?
Yes, we have a full equipped kitchen and dining room that you guys are allowed to use. We also provide beverages and, plates and cups and all that kind of stuff, so you don't even have to worry about bringing any of that.
Okay, that sounds good.
Okay, one more thing, with our preacher, we go to church at Wingate Church of Christ, and our preacher was a little different than his preacher. We haven't decided yet whether we want to use his preacher or our preacher, because he didn't really go to church the last probably 15, 20 years of his life. He just hunted and fished all the time. Would we be able to do would we be able to have both preachers there, or would we have to choose one?
You could use both if if you wanted to, like if you wanted to have one, you know, maybe open up the service and then actually have one, you know, bring the message. That's completely up to you guys, whatever kind of service you'd like to have. We can incorporate both of them if you'd like.
Okay, that sounds good.
Well, we will actually, I think that's all the questions and stuff we have for right now. We'll go home and get all the paperwork together and come back and sign all the forms that you are gonna need us to sign, and then we'll get things rolling on Dad's funeral.
Okay, just let us know if we can help you in any way, if you need anything.
Okay.
Thank you so
for all your
much.
help.
Oh, you're welcome. It was nice meeting you.
Thank you.
Nice meeting you guys.